Welcome to another edition of Website Business Broker Specialist. Today we're going to be talking about the timing of selling your internet business. The optimal time to sell your internet business should be based on the following fundamentals. Number one, historical age. Depending on how many years of history your business has is going to determine the price you're going to be able to sell it for. Selling a site too soon can be a strategy, but you'll minimize your profits you're going to make. To a buyer, the longer the history, the more valuable it's going to become because it is more stable and is going to be less risk involved, so they'll be willing to pay more for it. So that's going to be your first determination. How long do you hold onto a site based on the history of revenues and traffic? Number two, the trend. Selling your business, sell when the business revenues and traffic are obviously going up rather than down, or at least stable. This is going to allow for a larger multiple that the buyer is willing to pay based on your profitability. If your business is growing at 25 or 30 or 40% year over year, that's showing a lot of promise and will give a faster return on investment to a buyer. Therefore, they are willing to pay a larger multiple than one that is flat or certainly trending down, whereby they would likely make a more aggressive offer because of the perceived risk. Number three, competitive landscape. If the business is vulnerable to other competitors coming in, to a large player dominating, that's going to be perceived as riskier, less valuable to a buyer. If, for instance, the business has a lot of barriers to entry, such as unique proprietary products or vendor relationships, or price advantages from importing, that's going to be perceived as an advantage and more valuable. So that's going to lend itself to a higher selling price as well. Number four, the macroeconomic outlook. Depending on your perception of the larger picture about your country's economic situation, or the world's economic situation now and in the future, that can determine your motivation to sell earlier than later. Obviously, there's a lot of circumstances outside of our control regarding the currency crashes or crises, job losses, falling stock markets, etc., that can affect the economy and, of course, the sales or revenues source that you're gaining from your site. So taking that into consideration about timing is an important issue these days, especially if you are bearish on the economy and or if you're bullish. That should lend itself to your timing in terms of when you're going to sell. Number five, passion. If you're passionate for a business, you're going to put a lot more energy into it, and you're going to work harder, and you're going to take the steps that are necessary to build the business value and continue to drive traffic and sales into the process. If, on the other hand, you're getting burnt out or you've lost your passion, you're going to be less motivated to write content for the site, to take other steps to develop the site further, to spend more money on the site. And this is usually a sign of it's time to go, because if you wait too long and you just let this lie still and neglected or become complacent, then the business can start to atrophy and will lose value precipitously. So again, if you prior to this happening, if you recognize that you're ready for a change, then it's a good idea to sell the business at that time when it's still fresh and still moving forward. And number six, when you get a fair market offer for your business, that's not the time to go back and quibble over small increases or decreases. The only kind of deals that get done are fair for both parties, for the buyer and the seller. So pushing back too hard or starting to regret or maybe thinking that you can get more money elsewhere may lend itself to a delayed sale, a loss of a quality buyer, and an opportunity that may not come again. So you should determine, if you get a good offer that's in the fair market range of your particular niche, bird in hand is better than two in the bush, so I would recommend taking it. And that's that for this edition of Website Business Broker Specialist. Have a great day.